Hit the throttle, feel the cheese. Two wheels lift, grip tight, got the breeze.
You see, the thing is, vitu kama zile tuko nazo, smartphone, they don't care about smartphones. These things don't last 24 hours in the bushes. They want katululus.
Inazimanga.
Hata zishiki network huko. They want katululus.
Hizo baadaye zinakuanga
They want water. They want maybe like things they can use.
Vitu zenyewe unaweza pata hapa virahisi huko. It's not easy to get.
So actually, I tell people when you're traveling to North Kenya, just carry as much water as possible. Not because you utanyanganywa, but saidia mtu. It will make someone's life easier. Although they complain that easy my bottled water as imalizi kiu.
That's a perception.
It's true.
How now?
This water is filtered, like on a lot of but the ones huko like organic water is different. It's like,
you mean glass moja ya huko hapa ni 10?
if you drink water that is full of actual minerals from the ground and you drink bottled water which is distilled and they add a few things, chemicals, which one do you think has got more?
Hiyo chemicals ni ya kukudanganya. That it's quenching.
So that they can be said ecoras. But anyway, the thing is, it's the same thing. Maji kienyeji na maji broiler. It's the same thing. Kienyeji kuku broiler. Same thing. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. I've seen a lot of things on the road.
All this because of biking. You're just doing it for the love of it all, and you're risking your life.
Commuting was my first thing. Then I discovered adventure because all of a sudden, like with 10,000 shillings, you could go far.
Back in the day.
Even now.
10,000 shillings?
Yeah.
Fuel.
Bro, let me put it this way. An R6 na haufinyi 10,000 shillings ni full tank ngapi? 3.
Tatu vizuri.
Sindio? Sababu it's actually almost 4. 4 full tanks unaenda na Mombasa na urudi.
Naweza jaa na 3k.
10k you can go to Mombasa and come back.
Na ufinyi.
Unafinya nini kwa hii Mombasa road squeezy? Nowadays you don't have roads to ride.
What's the whole point of R6?
You see, the thing is, the people who own R6s, our super bikes in general in Kenya, ni ma princess.
Wewe wacha.
Tuongee ukweli?
Kumaanisha nini?
When is the last time you maxed out your bike? Just say never. That's the correct answer.
No, I have.
When's the last time you maxed out your bike?
And I'll tell you. I'll answer you, but in my defense, it's because of time. The last time I maxed it was the end of year ride in last year, I think November.
And that was
we did the Mali. No. I peer pressure nilishala, niyo ilisha.
Let me give. Nimewahi amka Meru. Meru is about 200 kilometers from here. I had gone to Meru like for my Christmas thingy. Like I'm a Muslim, but my family is Christian, so I go to celebrate with them, like to support them and everything, to make sure that their sherehe zao zimebambishwa. Sababu, what's the sense of existing if you cannot support people during their thing? Na plus maybe tenya Eid na other things they support again. So my Muslim friends had come from Mombasa and Nairobi. They had come to Meru. We did like a party to welcome them. So like I'm telling them, now that you're here, si tuende Moyale. Then they're like, sababu kuna gari na kuna wengine walikuwa na watoto wadogo, they can't come. I'm like, sawa, I will go alone. I advertise on Africa Motorcycle Diaries. Does anybody want to go for a run to Moyale and back in the same day? Some guy called Muridi, you know him, 2 wheels then. Like, hey, but now you wanted to go the previous day and my guest, like I couldn't like let my guest leave. Kama nimewaacha huko na amekuja from Mombasa to
It makes sense.
And they've come to Meru, bro, my parents' home. It was nice, like, you know, and they're tired. It's a whole night party. Like, you know, like when you throw it down, you throw it down. So like I had to like see off my guests. So the guy went without me the previous day. The next day asubuhi nimeamka na R6. Nikatoka Meru, like some place called my hometown is a near town called Nkobo. I left at around 5:40 something, almost 6 ndio nilimaliza kufuel. 6:20 niko Isiolo. I'm posting pictures on MD for the whole trip and guys are following because I told them tomorrow I'm doing Moyale and back to Nairobi. When I tell people like I know what it's like to be above 200 kilometers per hour for 9 hours in one day. People not tell you that. Most people say, hey, nimeichapa 180, nimeichapa 200. Me, I'm talking about an average speed of over 200 in 9 hours. And the 9 hours I'm counting is the 9 hours I was on the road. Kuna places I would stop and maybe like ile time nilitoka Meru kama almost 6 ndio. Nikafika Moyale 10. Nikaingia Ethiopia. I packed the bike at the customs, whatever, because I didn't want to cross with it because I didn't have the logbook on me and everything like that. Nikabuka nikaingia Ethiopia mpaka kitu kama 12:30. Come gear up, fuel. 12:45 out of Moyale. From Moyale to Isiolo is 492 kilometers. I stopped for fuel at Turbi. I stopped for fuel at Marsabit. I stopped for fuel at Lysamis and I stopped for fuel at Alchas Post because you know how 150 kilometers these things need another refuel. You need 200 average.
Yeah.
Average. It took me 2 hours and 45 minutes to fuel at Isiolo after I fueled at Moyale. 492 kilometers. And guys are following on Facebook so they can see like the progress. Umefika wapi? Ah, uongo.
No evidence.
Bro, see,
Big
people are
evidence.
following the whole day. That post I think and like you can check it, it's still online. 28th December 2020. Bro, I used to be badass. When I tell someone I've done over the whole day. You check if it was wasemanga nimeonja, ukifika 200 na kitu. You know, you're talking about top speed R6 haikuagi 247 to 50 something.
250 actually.
Na huko unaogopa petrol iishe. So you're trying to keep it at 230 to 40, 230 to 40. Isiishe petrol is square. I hope that noise the ducks is not going to cause the issue with audio.
Our comrades. Nah, it's okay.
Anyway, the point is you can't have a superbike in Nairobi and say you have a superbike. Ride, go to empty roads, ride that thing. It's safe there.
Okay, name empty roads.
Emali,
Yeah, that one. That's why I maxed it. for the
Emali
first
to
time.
Loitoktok.
Yes. But hiyo iko na hazards
Not really.
to animals crossing.
The space between the bushes and the road is like 40 meters.
There are even signs that swaras will ruka.
Yes, but the space between the road and the place where the bush begins is like 30, 40 meters. You will see those animals. Na mi usema hivi, when you're riding, you're a superbike rider. You know one thing, if the head of the animal is down, you are safe. If the animal lifts his head, slow the F down.
Hey, I didn't know that.
Hey, our animal will never run with the head down.
So as long as
It's time for me to go pray.
you want to go, we come back.
We just finished.
Okay. So you're saying you party animals. Okay, so it makes sense, but I
An
need to
animal,
cross my
if
idea.
it's looking down, it's probably eating. If it's lying down, it's lazy, it's not going anywhere. But an animal with the head up, that's not your friend.
Hapo sasa ndio inakuwa hazard.
Yeah. Plus, it also depends. How fast are you going? If you're doing 200 plus and you see a dog at the end of the road, braking is more hazardous than accelerating. Because there is no way that dog will get from one end of the road to the other before you.
Because of the speed you're doing.
See, you know how fast you're going. Ni uongo ama ni ukweli?
Ni kweli by the
Bro, you're doing to something. Let's say 230 to 40 to 20. Even 200. The dog is at the end of the road. The aim is to get to the other end. Accelerate.
and you're doing 240.
If you slow down, you
should
start losing like the balance of the bike.
So you're saying you should even accelerate harder?
It depends on the circumstances.
Yeah.
And then there are places like most people, like I'm seeing nowadays, at least a lot of bikers are doing rev matching. They understand the concept of downshifting with rev matches and braking at the same time. Like it's a skill. Just doing it is not, doing it for the hell of it's cute. But if you know how to balance that with the brakes, the balancing of the brakes,
Like if you know what you're doing.
We saw a video of a biker who hit a yellow car, I think last month.
Oh, Nani's brother. Uko Karirana.
It was okay. I don't know where that was. I was so disappointed, but I was like, I don't blame the biker. I blame the biker community.
Why?
Because there's a time you wouldn't do that kind of a ride if you don't know what you are doing.
So
There's
are
a
you-
time it was so strict that if you have a super bike, you needed to learn how to ride it so you can ride it freely, or at least with guys.
If you're riding with people, that is.
There was nothing like riding alone back then. Let me put it this way.
But he was with someone.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, the fact that you are riding and you don't know those things is like, Kwani, what's wrong with the people you ride with?
But
It
you
just
can't,
paints a picture.
you can't entirely, I get your point because ulikuwa na ride na, oh geez, you can't entirely blame the whole community for this.
You can.
How now?
I'll give you an example. In 2020, my friend who is, let's say my friend Basam, he used to he was popular online for custom building bikes. He used to have like a MT09. And you see, like, when you have those kind of bikes, you are able to push nini. And then he calls me, he's like, hey, Buda, nimeona kukingara last year na hii mambo ya championship. Kama unipigishe tizi, I want to start racing. Niko like, say no more. I've been looking for people like you. He comes to the track. Tumeenda na yeye. First day, Nikakuja ngombe zile tairi uko nazo kwa hiyo bike, they are not giving. And then the bike is a bit too powerful. I'm like, no, but it's my bike. Namwambia, I wish you had come with something smaller. Like, something smaller. Then he's like, you just show me. And then like, hata ile gear umevaa. It's not making sense. But then you see at that point, like you coming in, like you're talking to someone who they have built themselves to wherever they are at that point. So they come with a lot of self-confidence and they think like anything you tell them is not making sense to them at that point because they are not consuming that information, like something they're used to. It's like new. Why are you talking to me like that? Anyway, we're like, okay, let's do like a pace lap so I can see how you do. Mimi na kierere yangu, nikiingia track, lap ya kwanza lazima ikuwe moto. So nimeingia track, lap ya kwanza nishamwaje nikuko.
No warm tires.
But then I'm not, bro, the tires would warm themselves when I'm riding. I was Wakili Timam. By the way, I was good. Let me put it this way. Anybody who's raced against me will tell you. The phrase, I am Wakili Timam, was not like just anything. Ilikuwa like, it was like a threat.
Mtu akikusikia tu.
It was like, bro, I can tell you, people used to, gambling is not legal, but people used to bet money against me in races and lose a lot of it. I can tell you, people have had an accident during a race that a lot of money was on the line, and I still won the money and took it home simply because I had to continue being Wakili Timam despite the fact that everything was happening because you couldn't. Mimi bro ni mtu nimesimama katikati ya race on 2 occasions because someone has fallen to help them get off kwa watu wa chini ya bike. Wacha race ziende because you have to. The brand is not something you wash and zima. It has to be consistent. So we are doing the first lap. Me bro, mi sikuwa naogopa kuanguka na bike. It was known mi sikuwa naanguka na bike. Sikuwa naanguka na bike. Like that was my reputation. Sikuwa naanguka na bike. You know,
skills ulikuwa nayo basi.
Si skill peke yake bro, ni Mwenyezi Mungu pia. Ni Mwenyezi Mungu cause sometimes I watch some of my old videos, I'm like, how was I doing that? Because I can't do that now.
But we all know it's because
Yeah, but
if you're okay, you'd be even.
this is a very small part of me. The rest is still there. I can't do it. Anyway, the thing is, we do the first lap. Kijana yangu yuko kwa side mirror. So you know, like when you know you're fast, you want to go faster. Ndio ushike mali ya something as, you know there's an incident. So nikaenda nikapata kijana yangu ako chini. I was not surprised. There's even a video of it on YouTube by the way. Ile tukainua bike, nikamwambia like ile unajua bike yangu hiyo tip sensor, like you know the angle sensor. Bike inakuwa inajizima yenyewe. So niko like wewe zima uwashe.
Na assume umepark.
Turudi kwa uko kwa paddocks. We try to see what happened. And from that day we started doing things right. He got from an MT09, he went to a Duke 390. And I know you know who Basam is nowadays.
Yeah.
That
I
is
know
one of
him.
my best
I
students.
normally call him out twende nyoka nyoka. So mwambie twende nyoka nyoka.
He doesn't need.
It's not about needing. It's
And
just,
see, well, you see the thing is, let me be honest, like nyoka nyoka knows what it used to be like 8 years ago.
but it's
Nyoka
still
nyoka
good.
is garbage.
You went there a few
Barabara,
times.
I was there like, I think like for work like two months ago. I was disappointed. There, you know, when a road is new, it's grippier, it's more predictable. Again, it's just better. And when you use it a lot, the two spaces in between the place where you get the grip, zinajazwa na matope and rubber and other things. So it's easier to fall. It's not as much fun. And then now you have a lot of border borders, a lot of...
Actually, it's minimal. Si mingi sana.
You've not really known real roads. I understand what you're lacking, but it's okay. Like, that's what happens when you come late at the party. Unapata chakula ni iko, lakini hakuna top layer. The goodies are done.
Unakula yenye iko.
Ni tamu bado, sababu kwa njaa, but
In a slap though. In a slap.
sababu ya njaa.
But to be honest, I've experienced Nyoka and it's not that badly off. You can say it from experience here back in the day, but
Bro, let me give you an example. There's a road that goes to Mkweni Wote.
the twisty one.
Yeah. In 2019, that road was heavenly. I was there last week, but one.
You went there.
See, I work. I have a lot of work in Makueni County as well.
Oh, okay.
I do legal work across the country.
And
So-
you're riding.
Yeah, I told you, like, I have not touched my car since April. I was not kidding. I've seen it. I told my brother even to put the music. It has a very good sound system. put the music on, watch and nisikie at least. Didn't touch it. Was looking at it like,
Wacha tu ikae.
yeah. I lean this thing a little bit, but I am afraid nowadays I'm a coward. And it's
That's not cowardice, it's justified actually.
no, I'm not supposed to be on the bike, so I will not like I will not justify anybody's concerns about me riding by taking any unnecessary risks.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, I can say we back in the days, like people, okay, not even back, like until when I left in 2021, people used to care about growing the thing. I call it a thing because there's no definition. There's a time like guys with small CC bikes were not going anywhere. And then I started going and posting and posting and posting. Nowadays, who posts the small CC guys? The big CC guys have left.
Why was the small CC guys were not having the courage?
It's not even just about the courage. They would, you know, when you're being talked down every time you talk about bikes, when will you get the confidence to even ride that
It
bike?
kills the whole vibe, yeah.
Yeah, but then when you see a small CC guy doing things that even the big CC guys are not doing, you will be encouraged to want to do it. And then you realize that those bikes are the best to do those things with. Because one thing I'll tell you, I've traveled a lot. I've covered around, let's say maybe 300,000 kilometers on bikes.
Since you started?
Yes. And the one thing I know for sure is anywhere you go, you'll find a small bike. Big bikes, not so much.
They're rare.
Not so much. Not so much. I don't remember a place I've gone like a very rare place and then you find like a big bike there. Labda zile zimepakiwa like for like the last 15 years zimepakiwa zimekula vumbi and they don't even work anymore. But big bike guys, they will say they're busy, but the truth is,
It's true, man.
let's be honest. Like if you make that kind of money, you can afford a vacation.
Yeah, but not every time.
Kwani, how many times do you need a vacation? Even like 20 days a year. Just 20 days a year.
Yeah, and some of them just take that 20 days in 1 month now. Your story imeisha hivyo.
The most legendary biker we have in Kenya used to do 6 months. Have you heard of John Kimathi? John Kitinji Kimathi. That is the most legendary adventure biker we've ever had in Kenya.
Which one is that?
It's called John Kimathi. He's recently announced his
No, the
retirement.
bikes.
He used to have a few. The last time I checked, he had a BMW F800 GSA, the one that does like 600 kilometers on one tank of fuel, and a KTM 690. That guy has probably been everywhere I've been to, and more places.
And still doing it all.
He just announced his retirement. He had an accident last year, and it wasn't very good.
So that's the only thing that can retire bikers?
No, he's been a very safe rider. Ilikuwa mtu wa bodaboda ndio alimfanyia maneno.
Pia yeye akajipata mguu.
Yani as in, I wish we could learn more from those kind of guys. Hata wachana sisi. Sisi unajua, I'm a student of many, so like I share advice from many sources. But when you talk to the original,
Kwani, what do you mean original?
I'm talking about a guy who is able to ride anywhere in the world. Wachana na hii sisi watu wa like inadependa mali budget inafikisha.
Lakini wewe yako si mchezo. Yako pia
Yangu ni
si.
mchezo, bro.
Yako hatuwezi. Wewe unaenda huko kwa
Let me put it
sababu
this way.
kwenyewe unalalishwa
That is
chini.
just, bro, that is nothing. Have you seen that video of me crossing Lake Turkana? 2 kilometers of the lake. It's on YouTube. On a sport bike. First of all, let me paint a mental picture. Hapa in Nairobi, from here to Loyangalani is around 600 kilometers, probably, or 5 something. Now, beyond Loyangalani, like let's say like another 30 or something kilometers due. And then there's a village called Komote Island.
Komote Island.
Yeah, where the people, have you heard of the Enmolo people who are going extinct? There were like 30 or 40 left when we visited
In Kenya?
them. Yeah, they are the smallest tribe in Kenya.
Which
Wanaishi.
island is that?
It's called Komote Island.
In Lake Turkana?
Yeah,
How big is the island?
kadogo sana.
Magari hakuna.
What do you mean, magari? Hata bikes hakuna. Like, what do you mean? They either use boats or when the tide is low, they have constructed like wameka mawe mahali where they can cross that 2 kilometer stretch ya lake. 2 kilometers.
Hii sasa tutambia
Ni kama,
Kagwiri
ni kama
aende.
from hapa mpaka Tiare Buko lake. I crossed that thing with a sport bike. There's a video. I know, stories zangu zilikuwa stories za jaba until you see the video then you're like, what? Wakili Timam.
At this point hata sidhani
No.
ni za jaba man.
The significance of this story is from here to Loyangalani is around well over, ni kama distance from hapa mpaka Mombasa plus. And then there is a significant section about 300 kilometers about a rough road to that place. The nearest hospital is probably at Masabit, the proper hospital. There is no garage here, superbikes, maybe mpaka Meru. And then a lot could go on wrong because there are waves, there are crocodiles, there are hippos. And I'm talking about proper size crocodiles, 20 foot crocodiles, like proper size crocodiles. Na mimi na akili yangu is cause nilisikia kuna mtu wa veve anapeleka gamira hapo na nduthi. Akili yangu iko like, kwani yako na nini? I can do it too.
Na wewe uchani.
And I did it. I don't even like Miranda from Meru, imagine.
Sasa wewe ulitaka tu kwenda kwa
I just wanted to see whether it can be done. And
oh,
I did it.
Kama ina make sense.
Yeah, and then it was one of the most nerve-wracking things because with the water, especially when the sun is ahead of you, you don't see where you're going because the reflection of the sun on the water just makes it very difficult for you to see. So you look at the island and you know, like, if I miss, the rock section is like this wide. So you just have enough space for tires na miguu zako in case you slide. Kwa sababu chini ya maji kuna a lot of algae na mawe ziko na hiyo algae, so they slip. And if you slip, you fall. It's a 20 something or 30 meter deep spot. You can't, your bike is gone. And then you struggle, you get to the island, and then you remember, okay, sir, you've done it, but you still have to go back because there's no boat to take your bike back.
So ulienda tu kuangalia hivyo, how are those people like?
We had a conversation with their elders for like an hour. And
they speak
we are translators.
They have translators?
Yeah.
Who are these still the same people from the community?
From nearby, like people who understand the local language because it's similar to the Turkana language.
Oh, hazijaachana mbali.
Yeah. I'm telling you, bro, make friends. Like I went there because I have a friend called Joseph. That guy is serious adventure. Like those people who do research, they understand what they're going to do, and then they go. Me, on the other hand, is I know I can go. So you tell me where we're going, we go.
Tufike.
What do you want to see? I'll take you to see all the things you want to see. Me, I just want to meet those people, eat with them, have conversations with them, live like them for a few days, because that's what I enjoy. Like going to places and just being with them for a few days. And I fit in so easily in most of these places, bro.
You don't normally ask people in this podcast what are some of the challenges you face as bikers, but I feel like your challenges are things that keep you going.
What challenges?
That's
challenge ya bike ni kama bike yako ni mkebe.
Na uwezi endesha.
Hata kama ni mkebe na wewe mwenyewe ni mkebe. Like bike mkebe ni bike ile you can't make it to the wherever you want to go in peace. Like ile you don't have a bike you can wash in the morning and go wherever you want and then come back because a lot of bikes are like that. People don't spend money on bikes.
Na sasa bike mkebe.
Bike mkebe ni ile jamaa like uko na bike ndio ni kama mimi sasa uko na bike but you're not able to ride it to even 3/4 of its potential.
Ondoa masaibu.
Ondoa reason. Bro, we are not the same. Yo, I tell people.
Tunasema no, ondoa the reason why you can't do it.
When I was in form, I was not the same with people. So bro, do you know what it's like? Like, wake up in the morning, you're going to South Sudan on a sport bike. South Sudan, and there was no tarmac from Lokija. Lokija to the border, I think it's like 600 or 700 kilometers. 600 or so. From here to Lokija is about 600 or 700 kilometers. No, Lokija to there's Lodwar, Kakuma, Lokichogyo, and then another part na Kodok, where the border is. Na umeenda kukuata ina sport bike. Uko na spare tire hapana. Uko na nini? Tubeless S21 tires. I had S21s. Unaenda wapi? Rough road. Yeah, how many kilometers? Longer than from here to Mombasa and back to Voi. Rough road. Na ni sport bike. Nikirudi bike imevunjika frame. So niko like, the guys who I went there with struggled a lot along the way. But I was helping them lift their bikes. I didn't drop the bike not even once. Unaongea mambo ya riding on the sand. Have you seen sand riding, the way people struggle? Even this BMW festival 1300cc, the way they were struggling in the sand. Because they're bogging, wanaingia kwa shimo ndani. Mtu anachimba shimo anaingia ndani. Mimi niko hapo na Ninja 400 na sport tires bro. I'm floating like a boat. You know, fly like a black sting like a bee. A rough road from Lokicha to Lodwar is 90 kilometers. I did that thing in like 1 hour and like 40-45 minutes. Na super sport bike. Na ni rough road. Do you know how fast I was going? An average of like 45-50 kilometers per hour on rough roads like those ones. On a sport bike. I can't do that with a Tenere now. I can't. Na umefinya, unapita Probox. Unajua bila Probox ziwe ndesha vibaya kwa hizo mabara wako like easy.
Unajua kwanza uko na experience ya Meru na Probox na Mira.
Hizo ni mkokoteni zangu bro. You see my videos of me overtaking Mira cars, you think like nimekuwa taking gari ya mkokoteni.
Na vile they take it personal.
No, they don't take it personal. Mara ngapi like nimesimamisha bike kando ya barabara mtu wa Mira anasimama kuniomba namba. I have a few. I can even show you on my phone right now.
Mbona anakuitisha namba?
See, they're impressed with the way I was riding.
See, in case of emergency unaweza wafikishia Nairobi mapema.
Nah. Ukibeba mizigo na bike zetu become different. Handling is different.
Yeah, it's like pillioning, yeah.
There's a time I took a certain MP to Meru on a bike. Yeah. The young one. You've heard of the youngest MP.
Huyu aliingia is it 20 what?
Aliingia 20.
Huyu alikuwa independent na akashinda.
So like he had a small mishap na gari yake long Thika Road, and he was going for a very important function in Meru. He called me. I was in court in Kikuyu, the case I mentioned to you earlier. So he's like, I need to go to Meru very fast na nikianza make arrangements za magari sahi nitachelewa. Are you able to take me? Like, say no more, give me like 30 minutes. It's like 30 minutes.
With this one now.
Ninja 400. No, Ninja. What Ninja? Ninja 400. I went to pick him up, nilimchukulia gear, nikambalisha. Nikaenda nikamchukua force, kuna mambo ya bodyguard hapo ni mimi na yeye. And then niko like unajua we are not like going like back to anything, we are going.
Ni ufike.
Don't worry.
Usichelewe.
Kwa bike yangu the only thing that can catch us ni time itself. From here, yeah, bro, from where I picked him up to the ceremony, I think we took like 2 hours and 45 minutes. Na si Meru, ni past Maua ndani. Na kuna place kulikuwa na twisties.
Ukamwonjesha kidogo.
Bro, ni vile tu unaogopa saa uko na JP, ukimwangusha unajua umeharibia bikers forever.
Tutatafutwa si wote.
But usisahau, I was Wakili Timam.
At that time.
So nimefikisha, the ceremony was a blast. Like when you got into the venue, people didn't even know who has arrived. They were like, who are these? So of course tumeenda side ya nyuma, pali like now they have organized like new security from that side. So we go, he is received, namtuagia na kunja magia na kwa bike na kunja. We stayed with them for the ceremony and then we went to his home. I left huko kitu kama saa 2:30 saa 3. So si am fueling ndio nirudi Nairobi usiku.
So sasa peke yako sida yeye.
Of course yako huko ako sawa. Na plus huko sasa kuna magari na hashafika anyway. So when I'm fueling, gari za veve ziko like, unaenda wapi? Nairobi. Sawa. So they think they're going to call it a night, they were going to leave me behind. So they left. I caught up with the first one, I passed. I caught up with the second one, I passed. Then I was like, they're not doing a bad speed, they're doing like 140, 150, 160. But it's at night. So it's like, since they have better lights, I think it's better doing a group ride with them. I did a group ride with them from a place called Kisima. Hiyo side ya barabara kwenda from, you're leaving Meru na Nyuki route. There's a place after you pass the junction, you go to Siolo. Now that's where the three of us now, the 3 vehicles and I were like an actual convoy. And then back then kulikuwa na loose chippings kwa barabara. Tuko nao tu hivi.
Mnapelekana kupelekana.
Yes, I'm enjoying like it's a slow ride for me. Like it's a slow ride for me.
Wewe Wakili.
No, I'm telling you. So like tukafika nao like kuna zile places nilikuwa nasikia nimebweka na wacha alafu ninawangoja mbele kidogo. Then it was like we got to Nairobi. I still have some of the numbers here on my phone. Kina Abdaz, I have the numbers here.
Kozo walibambika tu.
Bro, like walikuwa tayari kunipea bebe lakini unajua mimi si mtu wa bebe na siwezi chukua kitu. Zawadi nipea mtu mwingine.
Hadi unachukua unauza.
Come on bro. Maadili. But yeah. And then like when like 3 nights before I crashed with this thing. 3 nights before I crashed with this thing. There's a time I left Meru at around 10 p.m. 10 or something. Time ya COVID. And it was raining. And I was in Nairobi before midnight. And not Nairobi here. Nairobi side ya naishi huko side ya.
What's with you and riding in the rain, Wakili?
I could ride everywhere. In any condition.
You're not limited.
Back then I wasn't. Nowadays I'm extremely. If you see me on the road nowadays, what are taking iko barabara daily. And I'm okay with it. Because I'm like, if I'm doing like this boring kind of riding, I'd rather do it safely.
Guys, this is your opportunity to call out Wakili. If you feel like you want to call him out sahi, do it now. Atatokea tu lakini atakubali.
No, there's a chance I'll still embarrass you. Don't forget, it's not the talent has gone. It's
Do you have specifics?
No. You see, the thing is, bro, back in the days when people usually wanted to resolve like a challenge, they would come through. Nowadays, people are chicken. Now, plus, what is there to prove? I tell people, like, join the guys who are racing. Go to the track. And not on the race days. Go practice. Have a budget of practice. Like you say, you're fueling, you're paying for the track. You have the proper tires, you have the proper gear. Go practice in the track at least once or twice a month. and you spend the whole day there. You can go on like a weekday if you're not an employee, or on a Saturday or Sunday if you're an employee.
Have you ridden to Rwanda?
Bro, I went to Rwanda on crutches. What do you mean?
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to ask. I remember when you're still on recovery, and there was a commotion where you were riding, and then guys were like, no, it's not safe. And then you came and wrote a long thing. You're saying, there's nothing wrong. I'm following all the precautions and everything. I understand all of you are saying that I shouldn't be doing this. Yo nini, but what I wanted to ask you other than that, what's the difference? Umeona nini in Rwanda na Kenya?
It's not even Rwanda. Okay, let me maybe give a small backstory. I had an accident in 2021.
Yes.
I was not going anywhere serious with my bike until the end of 2022. So I'm like, my fitness is bad. I've lost muscle. I've lost everything. I have lost my breath. I can't even walk for 200, 300 meters without struggling. I needed to get back on the bike to save my life, because at that point, your body becomes so toxic. You have a lot of toxins accumulating that it becomes important for you to go outside and do something you are able to do outside to save your own life. And me not being like, I know a lot of people think because I post a lot on social media, we are friends, like, oh, I'm like social. I'm not social. I'm very picky with my circle, unfortunately. So I needed to do something out of the house. So I told guys I wanted to go for a trip that will at least open my mind to the fact that I'm not dead. Because you're living like a dead person, bro. You're not leaving the house for a whole month unless you're going for hospital treatment. It was difficult. And then your work is take camel soup, take supplements, eat healthy. You start gaining weight that is not very good for you. And you can't go to the gym because you don't have the energy to do it. Like, you don't have... hey. So you get onto the bike, you travel. And I'll tell you, like, the most difficult parts for Kenya and Uganda up to Kampala. Because there are a lot of Kenyan drivers on those parts. When you pass Kampala, you know, Uganda and Tanzania have a border, right? People don't know that.
Uganda and Tanzania have a border.
Butukula.
Unaona sasa uzuri ya kutravel pia.
Bro, people don't know these things. The west side of Lake Victoria borders 3 countries. And all those countries have borders with each other. Kenya and Tanzania, the border is at Isebania. Kenya and Uganda, I think there are like 3 borders. There's one at Malaba, there's one at Busia, there's one at Swam. I don't know if there's another official one. And then there's now Kenya and Tanzania. Oh, Uganda and Tanzania, they only have one border at some place called Mutukula. It's a very small section there. Left of, you've heard of Bukoba? Bukoba is on the left side
Uganda.
of Tanzania.
Tanzania?
North left. Northwest. Northeast. No, it's northwest. Yeah. So, you ride, you're like, there are roads like this. Superbikers,
Acha kutuchoma.
you would enjoy. Like, the road is properly marked. It is not crowded. There are no hazards. Where do you hazard? Bro, I'm on crutches. Like, I'm on 2 crutches. Lakini hiyo time niko mebeba moja sababu ya space, because it's a Ninja 400. It doesn't have like a lot of space for everything. I have my old luggage and the crutches on top. I'm like, hata wacha nifinye. You do like 150, 160, 170. You're like, there's no one here.
Comfortably.
Safely. It's like a truck. And there are no hazards. The road markings are so good. Then you're like, I don't even want to go back home. And then you're on the road for 17 days, and then on the 17th day you get back to Kenya and you're like, I didn't even miss this place. Kenyan road users, something is wrong with Kenyan road users, and I don't know what it is.
You're talking about cages and bikers or?
Just road users, bro, even pedestrians.
Motorists.
Nowadays we even have garbage pedestrians, bro. People who are trying just to be hit so they can get insurance money.
I heard about that. I saw, was it you who posted that?
Nah. Me, bro.
Somewhere in AMD.
Me, like, nowadays, like, if you see someone and you are at an unsafe speed, that decision has already been made for you. Because there is a way I've seen, let me give you an example. There is a blogger, this lady with a Kenyan number plate in Nigeria, the one who left Mombasa with a Tekken. She falls with a bike, and it's not like an accident. It's like she technically dropped herself. And people are not like brave enough to call that kind of... We need to correct each other. It's not being harsh. It's telling each other, like, we can do better. Because we can. If we don't believe in ourselves, we have no business being on the bikes. You can't like, you're on the road, you are holding handlebars, you lose it a little bit, but you still have it. You steer the bike off the road, you still have it. And then you remove your hands from the handlebar, you're not even holding the brakes or shifting down or anything, and you're trying to jump off the bike that is moving. And there's no cliff, there's no one coming.
When you've got a brake.
Yeah, as in you have your hands on the handlebar. There is nothing like a cliff or an oncoming vehicle that is about to hit you. Like, it is you and the bike and your panic. And instead of thinking about the fact that the bike has better brakes than your body, you jump off. What if your head smashes on the ground and you break it and you die? We need to be critical about the things, but with politeness. I wish we'd be able to teach each other these things. Because you see, the thing is, we have a video like that on trending. And if you look at the comment section, oh, I'm sorry, mommy. No, mom, that was a mistake. Like,
I think it happened.
Correct. Like so that it doesn't happen again. For your own good. Like, if you have an accident, what do? You try to see what you could have done to change it.
To improve.
Like, I'll give you an example. In my accident, I tried to ask myself, what could I have done differently? And I told myself the solution would have been, if I had been fast enough, the way I always ride on a normal day, I would have been home by the time that accident happened. But because I was riding slow.
Oh, by the way.
There's always a solution.
I don't know who said it in this podcast that actually speed does not kill.
Riding slow is more dangerous.
Riding slow is more dangerous,
It's true.
than going fast.
So you ask me, I've told you, like nowadays I don't even enjoy riding anymore because I'm riding at
You're
everybody
feeling
else's
very
speed.
much unsafe.
It's not even feeling. You know, the thing is, if you've been at that level, like when you ride at a level where, to be honest, you're not even afraid of death. Like, where, no, this is going to sound very cocky and this is a Wakili Timam thing, but it's true. There are times when it's not you who has a near-death experience, it's death which has a near-you experience, and you say hi to it when you're going. Like, you think you will.
That is not.
It's not you who has a near-death experience. You know what you're doing. You're in control.
It's the other way
death
around.
who is coming to see you and be like,
Not today.
not even today. Never going to happen. like, not a chance. Death is your fun. Like, bro, like, do you know that feeling of you have an R6? No. How many times have you ridden to a place and people are coming to the road to see you?
Couple
Never.
of times.
It never happens unless you're riding
Like-
properly. You know, there's that way you ride. People will hear you from days away. Then they come to the road like kama wewe ni mheshimiwa. Like for kilometers to kilometers, people are on the side of the road coming to see what is that. People don't ride like that anymore. There are times when I was going to Meru, bro, I could tell you, karibu hata Mombasa, Nairobi, and you know those are places you don't expect to have a lot of people next to the road. People wamesimama, crowds, and you see even kids coming to see what is that, because they could hear you from far, far away coming, and it was a show. Nowadays people don't ride like that. People don't ride like that. People don't ride like that.
Umesema watu ni maprincess.
It's crazy not to be a princess. It's okay. It's okay. It's safer. It's safer to be a princess. And a life princess is better. You can slay.
Lakini kila mtu okay.
No, if you either princess or you die. Nowadays roads are not safe.
And princess don't die young.
Yeah, no. The thing is, you know, you can slay when you're a princess. You wear your cute clothes. You take pictures. You post them everywhere. You take videos. You post them everywhere. People even like your stuff. And then you ask what they do. They like you because you're a princess. Like there is nothing you're doing that is so outstanding. That is okay. Who is the most remarkable biker of today in Kenya?
In terms of?
Like just you seeing like that is nice.
A biker that I feel like he
Like,
has a cool bike and
you
is-
look and you're like, that is it.
For me it's ETC.
No disrespect, ETC is very skilled, but he's limited in terms of wachana na mambo ya kuharibu hapa na hapa. You know, like, let me give you an example. Like, videos are super highway na maybe like a couple of two trips here and there. Bro, people are not doing biking. No, I have.
Kwani wewe unataka watu waende wapi?
Ngoja kidogo. First of all, to put things in perspective, rev matching ni Edu alinifunza ETC. Edu ndio alinifunza rev matching. Like there's a day I was with the R6 and he's like, how you shift down like you don't even use the clutch, but how do you like blip the throttle? But I was not doing it properly, so akanipinion for like somewhere between OSOPs na hapa TRM. Then
That was
akanionyesha
it,
how to do it, and then we switched from TRM to kaenda mpaka si TRM hapa Rosters, and then from Rosters to TRM I went doing the way he taught me, and then he told me now you go practice that. That's he's the one who taught me ref matching with the R6.
Interesting.
And that's one of the skills which technically I have used everywhere. So skill-wise, yes. But, bro, we don't have completeness anymore.
What do you think he's doing that's...
Like, you see, like, how much mileage has he covered this year?
I believe a lot. But then let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you.
Approximately. Just give a number.
I wouldn't tell, but
Give a
ETC.
number. I know what he does, so I know exactly what...
Okay, you do know he plans rides every Sunday.
Yeah. These
But-
two...
No, they're good rides.
How long is one Sunday ride? The longest one you've done with him?
We can do up to 200 kilometers.
Up to 200 kilometers.
Yes.
And that's a lot.
Well, that's the ride that was planned.
Okay, now you are riding bikes which do like 200 kilometers an hour, right? Mm-hmm. But obviously you're not driving at that speed at that hour, single.
Because he's advocating for all, he's advocating for all CC rides.
But you're getting what I'm saying. Like, let me put it this way. Imagine a bike. Leo, as in you're speaking. Today you go for a route. Unatoka Nairobi, unaenda hiyo Ukambani, Mombasa Road, you go back, unarudi na hii barabara ya Kitui Garissa Road. And then the following day you are racing. So the day before race day, you've done like 500 kilometers. And it's just random. Just because it's not, you don't want to waste your time like being cute and coming to prepare with these guys who come to prepare the day before the race.
My princess.
And then you race. And then you race that day with this bike against super bikes, the top of the top. And then you finish second on the whole group, but first in your category. And then si umechoka sababu umerace. Uko na kesi kesho yake asubuhi Mombasa. So you ride from the racetrack, you go to Mombasa at night, unafika Mombasa 4 a.m. And the following day at 9 a.m. you are in court in a full suit working for a client, because your client knows as much as you were winning races yesterday, you never disappoint. Completeness has gone missing. Completeness in race riding has gone missing. Like, riders are either one thing or the other. There's no completeness. Most people are commuters who do random rides when the group ride out. Most people, like, you can't even like wake up in the morning and say, today najisurprise napeleka bike mahali jeienda. People don't do that. They plan for weeks and months, and most of them don't even go there. Things have changed, bro.
How do you advise them to change?
I can't advise people to live their lives.
No. That's basically, you know, like the way I've asked you, like, give me some of the empty roads. You mentioned the Mali.
Kwanza, like, hii barabara from now, the one that goes from Lokicha to the border at Nadapal. I hear it's tarmac. It's like seriously wide and it's empty. Take your super bikes there. Kama mko na bikes zitafika, sababu most people nowadays
to where?
From Lokicha, hiyo Lodwar, Lokicha to Kakuma, and then all the way to Lokichogio. Big, empty, wide roads. You can do, if your bike can do 300 kilometers per hour, it will do 300 kilometers per hour easily, apart from maybe crosswinds if you don't have the cojones. But those are places you can do. Moyale Road, same thing. We pause.